Hello everyone. In this video today I'm going to be talking with you about some semi-freeform lock journey tips. So if you have not begun your lock journey and you're just looking into starting it doing the semi-freeform way, then this is the perfect video for you. So I wrote out a guide, that way I can kind of stay on track, because when I get to talking about my lock journey and natural hair period, then I can just babble on forever. So I am going to make sure that I stick to my list, and it's very simplified. But okay, so number one on my list is to have no expectations. So I know this can go both ways. I know you should expect a wonderful journey, most definitely, but you should not expect to have the same journey as another fellow sister or sister, brother or sister. So that jumps into comparing. Okay, when we are not able to achieve something that we're striving so hard for, and in this case semi-freeform lock journey, I'm gonna say I am because I'm not, but if you are doing this because you see someone with semi-freeform locks and you want that look, that particular type of lock to the exactness of it, I don't know if exactness is a word, but you get what I'm saying, okay? When you are doing that, then when you do not reach that point to where you think you should be, then you become discouraged. And that's something that you just have to wipe out from the very beginning. Excuse me, from the very beginning, is that you are your own unique individual as well as everyone else. So your journey will not, may not, it could, anything is possible. It may not be parallel to the other person that you're comparing your hair to. I'm going to give you a great example. I'm on Instagram, Naturalista for me. And when I first started sharing pictures of my lock journey, I received a message, which was day one of my lock journey. I had my comb twist in, and I received a message, and it said, "Hey, Naturalista for me, I'm on a lock journey too. I just did my comb twist too. So we're lock twins." Okay, wonderful. But what ended up happening is, as that person began to see my journey, our journeys didn't look the same. Her 8 weekend wasn't like my my 8 weekend. Her 2 months in wasn't like my 2 months in. Our hair was doing different things at different times. So with me having the open mind that, hey, my hair is going to do what it do, it helps me to say, oh, okay, I see where she's at, but my hair isn't doing that. Doesn't mean that my hair isn't progressing. It just means that her hair is doing her thing, my hair is doing my own, my thing. So it didn't discourage me. So you have to look at it from a different way. Do not compare, and do not expect the same results as other people. Just expect your hair to flourish and be what it is. Great. Okay. Um, Number two, do not completely neglect your locks. Semi-freeform does not mean neglect. Okay. Locking doesn't mean you've neglected your hair. You still have to cleanse it, condition if you desire, moisturize. A lot of people have this understanding that locks are not clean. That goes for anybody with hair. Okay, if you're not cleaning your hair, it's not going to be clean. So when it comes to your locks, just because you're locking, especially free-forming or semi-free-form locking, because it is low maintenance, it does not mean that you completely neglect your hair. Simplified hair care regimen, absolutely. My hair care regimen is so simple. It's convenient, it is simple, And so, but it doesn't mean that I am neglecting my hair because I'm still caring for it. So don't say, oh, I don't have to do anything to my hair, because it definitely isn't going to flourish if you don't take care of it like you need to. So and also too, I came across some ladies who were transitioning to natural, and they were asking me some questions, and I noticed that um, they had their relaxer still on their hair, they had a headband on, the roots were curly kinky, and I was just asking them, you know, what do you do to your hair now? What products are you using? Things like that. And they were just saying nothing. They just let it be. So it's not just locked people who feel, or some people who feel like locks are mean neglecting the hair. There's also people who jump into being natural, period, because they think that they don't have to do anything else to the hair. Hey, it's my natural hair. It doesn't require anything. It requires care just like your body does. Your skin, internal. I mean, don't you get your feet done? Don't you get your nails polished? Don't you get your eyebrows done? I don't get my eyebrows done, but I'm just saying, I'm throwing some examples out there. Your hair requires care too, so do not neglect your hair. If you do neglect it, you will reap the consequences. You will. I'm telling you, it's going to be dry. It's going to start thinning out on you. Possibly it may break. It's going to be dull. It's not going to be good, and then you're going to be even more aggravated with your hair because you're not taking care of it. So that's my number 2. Do not neglect it. Going semi-freeform does not mean neglect. My number 3 is no retwist, palm rolling, or interlocking. On my journey, let's see, 3 months into the beginning of my lock journey, I had done 3 retwists. And I noticed that when I was doing, well, actually my husband did them on me, and I didn't like the whole organization of it. So what I would do is, after he would go in and retwist, I looked at it like, hey, well, he's separating my hair to keep my locks in their respective places. And I would let him do all of that just to turn around and go and spritz my roots with water. I mean, I didn't care for the organized, neat look. I didn't want my part showing and all of that. It wasn't the right thing for me. So, you know, he's like, well, Queen, your retwists don't last long. And I'm like, I know, hon, I know. But him not knowing, I was actually spritzing water on my roots to get it back like it is now. My locks are in their own place, but my roots are afro. There are no visible parts and things like that going on. So retwisting out of the question. Palm rolling, completely out of the question as well. And you may notice I have some flat locks. Palm rolling can help with that appearance if I were doing that, but I don't care. I love it. Interlocking, I definitely don't do that. So how do I keep my locks in their own place? I do what I call separating. Some of you may refer to it as a popping, but I don't call it a popping because I haven't had to do any popping. Um, I know a lot of people who do on a semi-freeform journey have to pop, but I believe that in my case, the reason I don't really have to is because I do wash my hair often. I do moisturize often, and anytime that I wash my hair, I go in anyway and just make sure that, you know, everything is everything. So I don't wait 2, 3, 4 weeks, months, 6 months, stuff like that to um, I know that if I wait that long, I feel like my hair would try to intertwine and my locks would try to join. Um, but I haven't waited that long, so I haven't had to deal with the popping. So as far as keeping them separated, like I say, after I wash my hair, I do it while it's damp. I just go through and feel it through each lock individually, to just make sure that they're all still separated. And some that I feel are thinning out, not really thinning out, but smaller locks, then I will join those together by just twisting them like in a 2-strand twist. So, but that's it. I haven't experienced popping yet. Not to say that I won't have to do a popping someday, but so far I have not had to do a popping. And I know someone else who has to pop, I believe, like every 2 weeks or something like that. But that all goes back to the whole your journey being its own thing. Everybody's journey is different. So that's the beauty of it. It's your journey. It's unique to you. So no retwist, no palm rolling, no interlocking. I do make sure that my locks are separated. Number 4, naysayers. OMG. Oh my gosh. In the beginning of my journey, I heard negativity in the beginning of my loose natural journey, but nothing like the negativity that I heard in the beginning of my semi-freeform lock journey. Okay, when I was doing the retwist, everybody was on board and like, oh, it's gonna be beautiful, blah 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 blah. All right, but once they saw that I was no longer doing this retwist, I had an afro at the root. My coils that I had, comb twist coils, they looked the same, were poking out everywhere like worms everywhere. And eventually those small coils became just fat little sections in my head. And then after a while, those sections turned into what they are now. So I didn't hide the fact that my hair was poking out everywhere. I put on a hat sometimes that covered the back half of my head and the front of my head. Those pointy sections were just poking out everywhere. And I heard so much negativity from my loved ones. My mother was like, girl, what you got going on? Kwanya, you need to do something. My grandmother was like, sweetie, there are things available now to you that wasn't available to us back in the day, and you don't have to walk around looking like this. You're such a beautiful young lady. You don't have to do this, Kwanya. Why are you doing this? Okay, so they wanted quick results, and they thought I had another. I've even had customers, because I do hair, and you know, I've had customers who didn't want to offend me, but they kind of wanted to know what was going on. It's like, is she having some personal problems at home, or is she depressed, or what is it? And you know, they later came out to me and said that that's what they were thinking then, but they didn't want to say anything because they didn't want to hurt my feelings. But I'm like, no, it was just the process of it. And I really didn't feel that I went through what they call an ugly phase, but that phase was ugly to them, and they felt some type of way about me, my hair choice decision. And now that I am where I am, my grandmother's like, I love your hair. It is so beautiful. My mother, the same thing. You knew what you were doing when you did that. I just didn't understand it at the time. I didn't know what I was doing. I really didn't. I just let it be. It felt right within me. It was almost like I was silently being guided within my spirit on how to, what to, and things like that when it came to my hair. Um, I wasn't expecting this. I had no expectations. So that's the thing. I didn't know if I was gonna have really fat locks or smaller locks, or I didn't know. I just kept my sections separated and just let it be. And I'm happy with where they are and where they're going to go. So, you know, my family, they are really supportive of my hair now. They love it. They love it. But that beginning stages, they had no understanding. Um, I even lost some following on some of my social media as they thought I went crazy. And I've gained them back. They're back in my inbox asking questions about, you know, natural hair and stuff like that. But they didn't know what in the world's going on with me. It's like, you go from this to nutting up silently in your private life, I guess, because you're looking like that. I mean, people really thought that I had went crazy. And so, I'm really glad that I documented from the beginning until now to show people that it is a process, and you have to have patience. There is no overnight. When it comes to locking, you have to have patience and just embrace the process. So when it comes to negative people, whether it's about your hair, your body, whatever, I mean, you really just have to let that stuff just bounce back off of you, because it's not going to help to take it on and try to be a people pleaser when it comes to your lock journey. In semi-freeform, it isn't an organized look. It isn't. I even had someone, I was doing social media work, which I also help people with social media, and someone called me and said, "Hey, could you help me out with my setting up my social media?" Sure. Met him at the office, and he looked at me and he says, "Don't you think you'd get more customers if you tried different hairstyle options?" Really? And my hair was poking out then everywhere. I'm glad I have an understanding side to me. Part of me is like, okay, my hair is poking out everywhere, so I can see why he would think that my hair isn't in the whole labeling or box of what professional is in society. Wait, society's labeling. But then the other part of me was like, you contacted me with my hair like this. So you saw something in me that could be of service to you in your business, although my hair is like this. So it didn't stop you, so it will make you think it would stop the next person. So why would you sit here and judge me in that manner? So anyway, um, there are definitely some people who may say some very harsh things to you and they may not understand, but it is a process. If you don't have tough skin and you want to go on a semi-free from lock journey, I suggest that you go ahead and try to get that skin right now, like yesterday, because some people will not understand. If they don't understand an afro, then they're not going to understand your hair poking out everywhere in the beginning. But now those same people who were negative to me love my hair. They love it and are considering going this route, but they don't want the beginning stages, the one they talked about me so bad about. But anyway, that is life, and that is all the tips that I have for semi-freeform. So if you are thinking about going on this journey, that is an amazing, amazing, amazing thing. It has been an amazing experience for me. Um, and I love sharing it with everyone as they have watched me go through my whole natural hair process. And I will continue to do that in hopes that I am encouraging you on your journey. So thank you all so much for taking time to watch this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day, night, morning, whatever time it is you're watching this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe, follow my blog, naturalisaforme.com, and connect me on my other social medias, Instagram, Twitter, Naturalista for Me, Facebook, Naturalista for Me. Have a wonderful day, night, morning, yeah, one of those, yeah, bye!